up, Sports Kita, YouTube, and KLIQPOD Nation? As always, thank you for joining me, your boy JG, and here we'll discuss what we learned on the Super Showdown. But before we get into that, I want to let you guys know what's going on. So tomorrow, we haven't done a live show in a while, so tomorrow I'm actually going to sit down, pick some time out, and we're going to do a live show and cover the whole Super Showdown in great detail. To be honest, I just want to go live with you and really discuss and talk about how I truly felt about the pay-per-view. But for now, we're just going to keep it to what we learned about the Super Showdown. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. So the first thing we learned on last night's Super Showdown is the New Day once again outclasses the Bar in a classic tag team match between these two. If you ask me personally, it just didn't go long enough. We see the New Day victorious against the Bar. And the craziest thing is, it was Kofi and Xavier Woods. And honestly, when I seen this, I thought the Bar was definitely going to win this. But Kofi and Xavier prove positivity runs the palace, and they walk away victorious in the first match on the Super Showdown. Second thing we learned last night is that Charlotte Flair gets the win by DQ, but Becky's still your champion. So with that being said, our second match of the evening was Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's SmackDown Championship. In the short time they had, I thought the women did decent. The match was all right. I mean, it didn't live up to my expectations since I had such high expectations for it, and it was my second most requested match wanted to see on the card. With that being said, Charlotte Flair is about to sink in the figure eight. Becky Lynch has her title right next to her. She grabs her title, uses it against Charlotte Flair, causing the DQ. That way, she still retains the belt. So as far as I'm concerned, this should be your main event going into Evolution. And that should be the reason why we've seen such a short, simple match from these ladies last night. Is because they're saving the spectacularness for later this month. The next thing we learned on last night's Super Showdown is KO and Elias are no match for Bobby Lashley and John Cena. So, as we seen the Hall of Famer John Cena return back to in-ring action with a new, longer hairdo, might I say, kind of looking like JBL a little bit. We see him tag up with Bobby Lashley to take on Kevin Owens and Elias. And this match is exactly what you thought. At the beginning, yes, Elias and KO were working Bobby Lashley. But as soon as Cena got the hot tag, it was a wrap. Not only that, we seen a new move from Cena last night. For me, it honestly reminded me of Dragon Ball Z. He looked like a Super Saiyan, firing up, and then he lands a punch and knocks him out. Now, I want to see what this move is. Is this going to be a one and only time move? Or are we going to see this later down the line? And if we do see this later down the line, how will this actually be used? Because for me, it wasn't a finisher. I don't think the match should have ended on that. So it's a good thing they set that up by using the AA, because it makes it something I can go with. The next thing we learned on last night's Super Showdown is, you heard it here first. Actually, you didn't. So, little quick news. I went to go put up the prediction video yesterday. Little hint, I have to put it in the email. Me and Dean gets it over to Sports Kita for us, and it's my responsibility to get up on YouTube. Well, I failed on both. Walked over to the computer after the Super Showdown, seeing that I hadn't posted the one to YouTube. Not only that, I forgot to send me and Dean a text just letting them know the other one was ready for Sports Kita and was waiting in the email. So, you can go back and watch it. I promise you it will probably be up sometime today. But with that being said, I predicted the Iconics walking away victorious in this, getting the hometown love, and that's exactly what it was. The Iconics get the upset win over Asuka and Naomi, walk away victorious, in their home country of Australia. So shout out to those ladies. Congratulations. Keep doing big things. The next thing we learned from last night's SmackDown, which is probably the biggest heartbreaker to me, and I'll explain why as soon as we cover what we learned. AJ Styles was just too much for Samoa Joe to handle. With that being said, halfway through the match last night, Samoa Joe is going for a move. He injures his leg. This actually leads to his downfall. AJ Styles used his time to pinpoint and focus on this leg, and he actually wins the match by calf crusher with Samoa Joe tapping. For me, to be honest with you, AJ Styles is one of, if not the best wrestler in the world at this current time. But I feel like his run is over. Unfortunately, it didn't end last night. This is to take nothing away from AJ Styles. But it's like, yo, I want to see other people involved and mixed up with the title, other than the way I think it's going to go. But we're not going to talk about the way I think it's going to go until a little later. But with that being said, AJ is victorious, walks away, retains his WWE Championship, and we know who his number one contender is. But you gotta wait. The next thing we learned on last night's Super Showdown is Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins make quick work of the Riot Squad. That's what it was. Not gonna really spend a lot of time on this. That's just what it was. For me, you can go listen to the prediction show I made. I felt this match meant more for the Riot Squad than it did to Ronda Rousey and the Bellas, and I thought this was the perfect way to get Ronda Rousey an L, but nothing with singles competition L. And honestly, watching this match, all it did was make me think that Raw is really wasting their divisions, their women's division, by getting this title on Ronda so early. And you guys are wondering, what do you mean? Ronda's great. Ronda's a superstar. She should have the title. That's where we build complacency. This act is going to get boring. Do you realistically think there's anybody in the near future going to ever take this title off Ronda? Just saying. The next thing we learned on last night's Super Showdown, and this was probably the shocker of the night. I knew this was going to be a top match, but dude, I didn't know it was going to go this way. So we had Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. And in his hometown, his home country of Australia, Buddy Murphy walks away victorious in what I feel was the match of the night. Match of the night. If you guys haven't seen this, please do your due diligence. Go back and watch this. You will thank me later. This match was absolutely awesome. Quick, high spots. My only problem is they didn't showcase this for longer, and this was the perfect match to showcase 205. So I think the WWE failed there, but what I do think they were successful on is getting the championship on Buddy Murphy. Because going into this, I had Cedric Alexander. I respect Buddy. I think he is absolutely awesome. But I had Cedric. But by the end of this match, I was so stoked that Buddy Murphy won the championship. So shout out to Buddy Murphy. Congratulations. Way to rep in your hometown. And I know your country folk are so excited for you, man. Congratulations. You're doing big things. And Cedric, I just want to congratulate you on the amazing title run you did have. I know this doesn't get you out of anything. You will be right back going after that belt. But right now, it's Buddy Murphy's time, man. And it's that simple. The next thing we learned from last night's Super Showdown is the Shield proves they're a cohesive unit. So during the match, there's a point where Roman Reigns accidentally lands a Superman punch on Dean Ambrose. Now, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are back-to-back in the middle of the ring. Dolph, Braun, and Drew surround the ring. on 3 sides. On the 4 side is Dean Ambrose. They all get on the apron. Dean Ambrose shakes his head, goes back in the ring, and fights with his brothers. Not only that, later in the match, Braun Strowman is going to run through Dean Ambrose outside of the ring. Probably run him through the barricade, to be honest with you. But Roman Reigns actually intercepts this with a spear and sends him and Braun through the barricade, leading to Dean Ambrose being able to land dirty deeds, get the 1, 2, 3, and the Shield walk away victorious. Crazily enough, this was probably one of my least anticipated matches, and I actually thought it was one of the better produced programs on the show tonight. So good job with this, guys. And you know, coming from me, that says a lot, because I'm not a Roman dude. I'm not a Shield guy. All I am is a guy that'll tell you my honest opinion, and I won't use my bias. Well, I'll try not to use my bias when I tell you. Now, the most disappointing thing we learned from last night's Super Showdown in Melbourne, Australia is Daniel Bryan is the #1 contender, but the match itself was a waste of time. This match maybe lasted 2 minutes. A quick roll-up, and honestly, it looked like a botch finish. But it got me to thinking, like, initially when I seen The Miz come out to the ring, there was something off. Like, there's a point where they got the camera on him, he's stretching and using the ropes to stretch his arms and everything. I'm watching, and I'm like, damn, he looks kind of weird. And then next thing we know, we get this 2-minute match. So it makes me wonder, what's the actual story behind such a quick ending and what looked like a botch ending to begin with? And if you follow me on Twitter, I actually put, if you don't, please go follow me at the Legend 958, or you can follow the KLIQPOD at the KLIQPOD. But I'm reading Twitter after, and fans are making light of the situation. They're like, well, at least I got AJ and Daniel. Cool, that's good that you got AJ and Daniel. But we missed so many opportunities here, and this is my hugest disappointment, probably my frustration of the night. At this point, thank God it was the second to last match, because if we had half a card to go, I might have tuned this out, went to sleep, and caught up on it later. But I didn't. I grinded through. With that being said, man, you build all this anticipation for weeks. This is literally stealing many spots, many segments during SmackDown over the last month. And this is what you give us? Garbage? Not only that, man. One of my biggest frustrations about our current living times is the fact that we live in this instant gratification kind of environment where everybody wants everything now. And I feel that WWE is producing their programming the same exact way. And this is where it gets frustrating. Because what happened to savoring, enjoying? Okay, it's like, I hate to bring this up, but it's like in the bedroom. For me personally, I'm not a Minuteman. I like to savor. I like to build situations. I like to build to a climax and then deliver that climax. But that building makes everything so much better. And instead of just waiting to give us Daniel and AJ, you give us a bum match between The Miz and Daniel, which solves nothing. If anything, I feel horrible for The Miz at this exact moment. Not only that, you've killed this feud for me. So if Daniel Bryan does win if Daniel Bryan wins the title, if we have to see a 3-way match, I'm done. Like, I'm going to watch it. We're going to be here to report it. But I'm over it. Because you blew an opportunity, man. This was a perfect way to let The Miz win, continue this, and not let Daniel Bryan get his hands on him again until WrestleMania. Instead, you blew this opportunity, but not only did you blow this opportunity, you're giving us a match that's, I don't feel is going to have a real build-up. You have 2 baby faces. What is this going to be, another match about respect? Is this going to be how the Shinsuke and AJ started? I'm like, I want storyline. Give me something to want to see next week. I want to tune in Tuesday to see if there's any explanation to this botch finish. But outside of that, for this moment, I don't give a crap about Daniel Bryan or his shot at the WWE Championship. For me, it's a waste. You wasted a perfect opportunity, man. Do you know how bad I would have been salivating if even you would have waited till Royal Rumble to give me Bryan winning the championship? So if Bryan wins the championship here, man, you're blowing every opportunity you have. And with this Fox deal, that would have been the perfect way to transition in this Fox deal. Because so many eyes would have wanted to tune on this and see it. But I'm not going to say any more on this match, because when we do this live show tomorrow, I'm going to break all this down. Yeah. And if you haven't seen a majority of my past reviews, it's going to be a lot like that. The final thing that we learned from last night's Super Showdown in Australia is the old man put on an entertaining show. Last night, we had the last time ever match between The Undertaker with his brother Kane in the corner, Triple H with his brother Shawn Michaels in the corner. I gotta say, match wasn't the cleanest. Match wasn't smooth at all. But the storytelling in it was exciting. It was very slow paced. But at no point did, honestly, other than the first 5 minutes, I enjoyed the rest of the match. Thought they did a good job producing it. They used everybody how they were supposed to use them. We did not have to see Undertaker go for a suicide dive. Never been so happy in my life to see Triple H hit him in the stomach with a chair. Never been so happy, because honestly, I think if he'd have went for that dive, he might have died. That's serious. And as you progress through the match, man, you could see their ages. You could see their ages. There's a moment when they're in the crowd. Undertaker goes for a backdrop to Triple H. But with all that being said, guys, good job. Way to finish the show. Because at least when the show ended, I was focused on that and not what I seen with Miz and Daniel Bryan. But with all that being said, guys, I got to say, for me personally, it was a great disappointment. I'm not going to complain about having to get up at 3 a.m. to watch this, because I actually learned today that my brothers and sisters overseas got to do this on a regular basis for Raw and SmackDown, NXT pay-per-views. And Jesus criminies, man, that's got to suck. So, I'm not going to be bad there. All I do feel like is we've seen another episode of Raw and SmackDown, except this one had a little more magnitude to it. So, I don't know. Guys, it was really disappointing. And I'm not talking about the finishes, just everything itself in a whole. Man, there were times when I thought Michael Cole was going to cut to commercial on us. That's how it felt like a regular show. But you win some, you lose some. At least Hell in a Cell was semi-decent. Was it Hell in a Cell or SummerSlam? One of the two I said was good. So, I mean, you can't win them all, but we can't continue to go down this line in the future, WWE. But with that said, hey, like I said, man, we'll talk more on the live show tomorrow. I did promise you guys the Stone Cold Becky Lynch video today. There's only one issue with it. So I recorded it yesterday, right after I did the prediction video. Unfortunately, I didn't get it up yesterday. But if you watch the timestamp on my computer, both of those were probably done about 11:30 in the morning. Like, I was probably finished with both. But lo and behold, after the Super Showdown this morning, I'm going ahead, flip on YouTube, and I'm listening to JD, and once again, he brings up Stone Cold Becky Lynch. So I'm going to hold off on this for a minute. I'm going to re-listen to it, see if I feel it's acceptable to go up, because I don't ever want you guys feeling that I'm stealing ideas from anywhere else. I will tell you that the reason that I did go with the Stone Cold Becky Lynch is because of how JD titled one of his previous videos. And also when I watch her, that's what I think of. Stone Cold, man. Becky Lynch and Stone Cold are so alike. So alike. And I think at this moment, Becky is a transitional wrestler for the women's division. I think she's doing things on the main card that no other woman has ever gotten close to reaching that plateau. So, once again, huge shout out to my girl. I will let you guys know if I will post that video. But with that being said, I will promise you there will be a Madden video up today. Not only that, guys, we will do the live talk tomorrow because I want to hear what you guys thought about it as well. Maybe we answer some questions. I don't know. Maybe me and Dean can figure out the Skype and we can get something going across each other and then have you guys tune in. But with all that being said, guys, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with us each and every weekend. I also want to thank you guys so much for making Mean Dean's article one a D. Dude, it's over 16,000 views, and that's all thanks to you guys, man. So shout out to my brother for writing such a great article, but even huger shout out to you guys for taking time out of your day to admire and appreciate that article, because my man does amazing work. Like, he leaves the videos up to me, but I swear to God, when that man puts that pen to that piece of paper, liquid gold. But with all that being said, guys, at this point, I'm just rambling. But what can I say? It's early in the morning, and I actually still got to stay up, man. Shout out to my Florida Gators. Please beat LSU's today. Not only that, yo, Khabib, finish Connor, man. I'm done. But with all that being said, guys, as always, take names, kick ass, and peace.